You cooperating?
27 years of my life. My husband physically and mentally abused me, and I had enough.
7 years of my life, and my husband physically and mentally abused me. And I had enough. Those are the words of Mary Lou Wigglesworth, spoken to a police officer on Christmas night, 2022, just after she admitted to shooting her husband, David, a well-known local politician, in their New Jersey bedroom. She said she just lost it. But the public record reveals a story where the carefully curated Facebook portraits of beach days and cookouts, the image of a political power couple, and the brutal reality behind closed doors collided with a single gunshot.
The Christmas tree is decorated and the presents are opened. But before the night is over, someone ends up dead.
Before we go deeper into what the documents actually show, make sure you're subscribed to Courtroom Verdict Vault. Because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. The images that flooded social media told a story of pure, distilled normalcy. David Wigglesworth was a Republican fixture in Hamilton Township, a former planning board resident who ran for local office. They were the picture of a happy family, enjoying cookouts and holiday snaps.
Searches of her name revealed very little, at least outside of the crime she would later be accused of. The same couldn't be said for her husband, David Wigglesworth. David was no stranger to public attention. He was involved in local politics within Hamilton Township. He was even the best man for the former Hamilton Township mayor's wedding. David, or as friends would call him, Wiggy, previously served a term as president of the Hamilton Township Planning Board. At one point, he ran for the Hamilton Township Committee, though his campaign was ultimately unsuccessful. Together, Mary and David had one son. Their Facebook pages are flooded with photos of family beach days, cookouts, and lots of smiles. Their lives
But on that Christmas night, the facade shattered. When police arrived at 10:19 p.m.
Can you help us?
Yep, we're gonna help you, ma'am.
Please, please.
Just before 10:20 p.m., officers with the Township of Hamilton Police Department respond to Mary and David's home.
They found David naked in bed, the TV still on, dead from a single gunshot wound with a handgun nearby. When officers asked what happened, Mary's confession was immediate.
Is he breathing?
I don't know. I've been trying to call you over and over and over.
What happened?
We had an altercation
Over?
over lots of things.
It was a moment of devastating clarity. The curtain of the happy wife had been torn down in an instant.
Like, he is like great, and then he's not.
Okay.
He's like a nice person, and then he's like very controlling. And at this point, I have nothing to lose because holy I can't even believe I shot my husband because I love him to death, but he has a whole other side of him. I don't know who he is.
The resulting legal battle became a war of narratives, a stark contrast between public persona and private terror. The prosecution painted a picture of a cold act, asserting that a naked man watching television posed no threat. Superior Court Judge Patricia Wild agreed, initially denying bail and stating that the assertion of self-defense.
Same thing for about 2-3 hours.
It's unclear when and if Mary managed to get in touch with her son. She's held behind bars in the Atlantic County Justice Facility. Word spreads of David's murder, and more details are released. The headlines read, "Wife shoots and kills naked husband on Christmas Day." An autopsy determines David died of a single gunshot wound. In early January, Mary appears before a judge. Through her attorney, she doesn't dispute she was the one who shot and killed David. She claims she acted in self-defense because she feared for her life. A judge ruled due to the severity of her charges, she would be denied bail. But
rings hollow because Mary had time to cool off rather than retrieve the gun. She saw a woman who could have walked away. The defense, however, led by attorney Melissa Rosenblum, presented a different exhibit, the body of their client. Officers documented significant bruising all over Mary's body, consistent with an assault.
Maze Landing.
Thank you.
No.
Yeah, I've never been out
Nobody
here.
knows about abuse that people puts up with because nobody knows because you keep it silent.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to jail Christmas night because this is what I
The
have to
argument
do.
was that she had been physically attacked and threatened with that same gun before she wrestled it away. Then came a crucial moment that shifted the case toward justice. An appellate court intervened.
would be denied bail. But the following month, an appellate court ruled Mary would be given a second chance at bail. State Appellate Division judges Heidi Currier and Avis Bishop-Thompson ruled the circuit court judge should have considered Mary's self-defense evidence before ordering her to remain in jail. The appellate court judges also find the circuit court failed to show reason that Mary would be a flight risk or would try obstructing the criminal justice process,
ruling that the lower court had erred by ignoring Mary's evidence of self-defense, specifically the documented physical abuse. The judges ruled that a history of domestic violence is directly relevant to whether someone is a danger to the community. Eventually, Mary Lou Wigglesworth pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of aggravated manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. She is currently serving her sentence, and as the prosecutor's statement noted, the plea confirmed she was assaulted and threatened before the shooting.
Mary Lou Wigglesworth is ordered to remain behind bars pending trial, but the case never makes its way in front of a jury. On June 4th of 2024, she pleads guilty to manslaughter. Under her plea arrangement, she faces a recommended sentence of less than 10 years in prison. She's sentenced in August of that same year to 6 years in prison. Following her sentencing, the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office wrote in a statement, during the plea, the defendant stated that before the shooting, she and her husband engaged in an argument. The victim, David, physically assaulted the defendant and threatened her with a firearm that he kept in their bedroom. Immediately following the threat, the defendant shot the victim with the firearm used in the assault. Officers investigating the homicide documented significant bruising throughout the defendant's body following the homicide, consistent with being the victim of an assault. Mary Lou Wigglesworth is serving her prison.
There is a gaping chasm between the way a political life is lived in public and the suffering endured behind closed doors. This was not a story of a cold-blooded killer. It was the tragic endgame of a marriage defined by violence. The unanswered question that lingers isn't just about Mary Lou's fate, but about the public face of domestic abuse. If you want to see the evidence for yourself, the Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office has released official statements detailing her bruises and the plea agreement she signed. Read the filings from the Appellate Division judges Heidi Currier and Avis Bishop-Thompson. Ask yourself this in the comments: was the judge right to say self-defense rings hollow for a woman covered in bruises, or is that exactly when it rings truest? Like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Courtroom Verdict Vault, because the evidence always tells the real story.